What's up, everybody? Real quick, just got to give a shout out to our Patreon subscribers before we get going, huh? These guys keep the ball rolling for us. Just need to give a huge shout out to Tony, Starla, Sam, Luke, Jacob, and Tyler. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Now, episode 137, guys, we're going to be talking about the turkey face-off that Luke's about to just crack this turkey over the head. We got some law office porn scenes. The real question nowadays, I think, is did Carol Tomei really ruin Home Depot? Or was it all bullshit? We don't know, but we're gonna discuss it. Also, union jobs with Amazon, departure. I mean, it's gonna be a full packed episode. And don't forget the question of the week. All right, here we go. Let's go. We got to this one address. I said, this one goes around back. He went around back, drove off, left them right at the stop.
That was after getting hit by a car.
You've gotten hit by a car?
I ended up drinking 24 Bud Lights in about 48 minutes. Drunken nomad stumbles out in the road and he hit me going 30 miles an hour.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on another episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode 137. Whoo, boy, and we're back, guys. Listen, if you're new here, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show so far and all that good stuff. So, also, gotta hope our internet's hold up this time around. Hopefully it won't be like last week, because that sucked.
Fuck.
That's right, guys. That voice you just heard, my co-host down in West by God, Virginia.
Fuck.
Luke, how are you, buddy?
Oh man, to say that last part, my lord, I'm talking. There was always I'm a football analogy guy from playing and everything, and although he doesn't play anymore, Ben Roethlisberger, little Big Ben, when he was a longtime quarterback for the Steelers, he used to, especially in his prime years, because he's a big dude and could actually run pretty good, he would get almost sacked, and he was so big sometimes, it would just be he would tiptoe away and just fucking skedaddle and going in, and I feel like that's somehow how we got through last week's episode, was just fucking because, dude, that was fucking crazy. It never happened that bad before, and then as we brought it up as a topic, it just started fucking up, and
yes,
I think it was funny for any listeners, especially because you gave kind of the heads up, and I think it was kind of hilarious.
A little PSA before
when you would hear me just going on, and you'd be like, "Oh man, I think I lost you." I laughed at that, but yeah, hopefully this one goes better. But as far as the week goes,
yes,
it has been a good week, and I'll just get this out of the way quick and hit the ground running, because in the intro, this has to do with this week, but in the intro you heard Dave say turkey face-off. So of all my run-ins with animals and dogs and never getting nibbled here and there, but never getting, bit bad enough to have to get anything done, the only thing I ever actually had to go to the doctor for, and it wasn't an official thing, I had to go get a tetanus shot because this fucking turkey, that was a pet, or is a pet, present tense, it fucking got me in the back of the leg, and I couldn't tell if it pecked me or it fucking kicked me, because it happened real fast, but I had a little hole in my fucking back of my leg, and it was right in the crease where your back of your knee is. Yeah. So it was impossible to heal, and it took for fucking ever. And because of that thing, and as big as it was, it was like, if it's that claw, it's got fucking turkey feet, dirty ass fucking bird feet running, so I cleaned it up as much as I could, but I was like borderline on when I'd got my last tetanus shot and all like that shit, so I had to get that and took some antibiotics. So I don't know if the tetanus would have been like for any medical people out there. It was just like a thing. But I had to take some. Yeah, so I was like, it didn't fuck me up, but dude, I had to fucking get that's the only way I could get that thing to heal and go away. So I've always been like just begging for. Now, when this happened, the people that own the place I know pretty well. The husband I've known him since I was a kid, and his wife I've known now for some years. And dude, so as this was happening, she was telling me to just like bump him back. And I was like, oh, I'm pissed because I was bleeding and I was like fucking trying to play it cool. And I mean, it wasn't like that big of a deal where I was wanting to blow it, but I mean, I was wanting to fuck this thing up. And it was so big and it fluffed out. Like I had the diet board, and I mean, I fucking bopped it in the head. But the thing with turkeys, hitting them in the fucking head don't really do a whole lot. So I'm trying to basically in my head, I'm thinking I could get my fucking diet board underneath this thing and launch this son of a bitch. And that's what I was going to try to do. And it was so big and puffed out, like I couldn't get, I kept glancing off of it when I tried. And finally I just got away because I was like, this is, this thing gets me again. How am I going to explain? Because it's a big enough turkey that its feet, its claws, if it got you, man. It was. So I left, like I said, got tetanus, took some antibiotics, and I'll see that thing out. So this week, I had a delivery to the neighbor's house. So they all know each other. It's a back lot, back road. And this, the neighbor, when I have a delivery for both places, where the turkey is, their driveway is a little harder to turn around than the next. It's a dead end road. It's at the end of it's in the country a little bit. Yeah. And so if I have a delivery for both of them, I always park in the second to last house because they got a big driveway. And I had a delivery, and that's how I got pecked in the first place. Like I said, walking across the yard. I'd interacted with this thing before when I've had the truck in their driveway, and it didn't fuck with me. I don't know if it just was scared of the truck, but anyway, I had a delivery for the neighbors on Monday or Tuesday, and that fucking turkey is out. And it's for the neighbors, so it's not near me. And I'm just fantasizing about fucking just hitting this thing because I've never, if any time I've gotten bit, I fucking mollywop the dog right back, and it just bugs me that a fucking turkey of all things. I know Game of Thrones is a fictional thing, but I feel like Robert Baratheon getting gored by the fucking pig, and dude. So the next day, so we'll say Wednesday, I have a delivery for the last house and the neighbors. So I can strategically say, I can walk across the yard. If this thing's out, dude, I've got my shit stomper boots on. I've already got it in my head what I'm going to do. I was going to take my shirt, take my uniform off. I was going to take my diet board, and I was going to throw my diet board at it first. And when I hit it or glanced at it and it got mad and followed, I was going to fucking throw my uniform over top of it and just kick that fucking thing in the chest as hard as I possibly fucking could, dude. I was like, I'm going to beat the shit out of this fucking turkey. And I felt kind of bad because I was like, man, if they see me, they're just going to be like, because I was going to walk towards it. I was looking for the smoke. And dude, when I delivered, they have other birds. They have like grouse and like fucking like chickens and shit. So they have this big fucking coop where they'll all be in, and they were all in there. And dude, I was so mad. I was like, you son of a bitch, I'm going to get you one fucking day. And dude, I don't care. I love animals. Turkeys aren't I'm going to fuck that thing up one day. And I just hope the owners are not too mad at me because I'm going to pummel that fucking thing.
Mollywop that bitch.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I thought it was coming. I made an Insta story about it because I was like, we might have contact, but unfortunately we didn't.
God. Damn it. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, dude, that was a start to the week, and the roads are still being clear. Unfortunately, that may not be the case. Well, that hasn't been the case for you, has it?
Nah, man, we got ice, and then we got some snow. You're listening to this Monday. I mean, we just got supposedly 5 to 10 inches is what I hear. Also, you're listening to this Monday. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, three-peating the Super Bowl.
Holy shit! God, play that soundbite.
Fuck.
God, dude. Just FYI, we're recording this on
Friday before the Super Bowl. Fuck.
Oh man. Oh,
congratulations to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift on their engagement.
On their engagement.
Imagine if it actually happened, dude. You'd be like the fucking smartest dude ever.
Well, I told you last week, man, because I predicted the Eagles to win, but that engagement prediction would be a way bigger odds hit than the Eagles winning. But I'll tell you, if there was ever a thing about the NFL actually being rigged and all the work it would have to be, just imagine Roger Goodell hearing that news. And it's like, oh, my God, I have to have the Chiefs win because it's going to be the biggest thing ever. I mean, it would be – there's no other mega star that ever – the Beatles didn't do it. Nope. Michael Jackson didn't do it. Nobody fucking – dude, he would tell them, dude, it would be like Saquon Barkley would break a 70-yard run and be like, holding – on whoever the fuck I feel like because the Chiefs need to win this game. Ball comes back. So, God, dude. Sorry, we didn't mean to we were talking about this
earlier. Sorry, that was my fault.
No, it's funny. That was good. That was actually very good. That was a good one. Yeah, that was good. You.
Yeah, no, my past week, dude, it's, so I got a phone call from my wife Tuesday night, and she was like, hey, the downstairs sink is leaking a little bit. It's got like a slow leak. And I was like, oh, fuck. All right. Well, let me go check it out, right? And so on the bottom of the sink, they have what they call like the tailpiece, which is the straight pipe that's coming out the bottom of the sink. And so, the tailpiece there... it sort of just screws on to the bottom of the sink. And so the part where it screws on, which is connected to the sink, as I was like, I could see like that's where like the slow leak was coming from. So I was like, let me see if I could tighten the tailpiece a little bit more. Well, if the fucking entire thing rusted right off the sink. And so like the screw part, everything that was built onto the bottom of the sink rusted right off in my hand as I tried turning it. I was like, well, that's the issue. It was rusted away, and so I was like, I got to go out and get a new sink. I was a plumber Wednesday instead of a UPS driver, and was able to take the day off and take care of the household shit, and that was pretty much the excitement of my week.
It's gonna be funny when we bring. Your sink kind of got, if you think about this, dude, your basement sink kind of got this rabbit hole fucking started, man. Because you had to get you had to get a new one because it had water damage or something, yes. Right? So, and then we just started talking, and really we could say your sink might have been the key that unlocked a lot of this fucking vaulting. Your sink is the reason I'm going to have to eat my words in a little bit.
I know.
But it's okay.
God, you want to save that for last? I think we should save
dude.
That for last.
Let's just save that for last because that's going to be an emotional one. So
yeah. So first off, so tonight as we record this Friday, February 7th. You and I were on the phone like we always are, and I went up to the stop and I was like, dude, I totally just interrupted this dude. This dude was either banging this chick, banging his wife, mistress, girlfriend. I don't know. I don't judge. But he was probably banging somebody, maybe even a man. Who knows? But dude comes walking out in a towel, or maybe he was just about to get into the shower. I don't know. But he comes walking out into a towel because I need a signature. So I was like, all right, well, here he comes, in his towel and shit. And when I said this to you after I was walking back to the truck, you told me the story about it was early in your career when you went to this law office in Morgantown. So I don't know if you want to mention places or not.
Yeah, we may. Well, you may have to bleep. Well, I mean, there's a lot of law offices up there, but yeah, that may not. May not
Morgantown, California. Here we go.
We'll edit that later.
So Luke, please do the honors of telling the story that I unlocked.
Oh man,
I'm surprised you never told it before because this is good.
I don't know how that I somehow this never got mentioned, because this was kind of a thing that I think so once I thought about it a little bit more, a friend of mine who is a lawyer, not this lawyer that I'm telling, he was a lawyer in the area at the time, but he has since moved to he's out of state, but he's the one I kind of confided in, because I never really told anybody because it wasn't really my business to drink, but it was kind of crazy. I mean, it's just one of the things you would fucking hear about. And I mean, I may have been driving for, I feel like maybe 2 years tops. I mean, I was pretty new.
Yep.
And it was on a route that I ran pretty early in my career. And so I can remember the last name once I thought about it. And I'm sure they're still up there, but, so I delivered into this place, and it was kind of a smaller building. It had an upstairs. It was a 2-story, there was an upstairs, and then there was like an office, a bathroom, and then the secretary desk or the reception desk was right by, it was in an open room by the door. And the receptionist there, she was always the one, they didn't really get anything. They got documents, envelopes. So I never, I wasn't in there carrying, fucking 6 boxes of whatever or anything. But, honestly, they could have been a couple. I don't know this 100%. I do not think that they were, just in the vain status of looks and age alone. I'd probably be fucking shocked, but stranger things have happened. So I was going there, and this was this was at the time when shit was a little bit more strict, I feel like now, at this point in time, between noon and 1, you couldn't sheet a commercial stop closed where I was at. Dude, you get
still can't.
Well, maybe that I don't hear about it as much, but you can?
I can't.
No. Well, I mean, I don't really do it much, but most places are open now. But anyway.
Oh, sure. Right. I got you.
So at the time, I was I was thinking there were probably, because there were times where I knew they were closed for lunch and shit, and so it's call it 12:22 some random time. It was in the middle of lunch hour, and I got my envelope and the fucking door, and I told Dave, I said, maybe this was in the passion of the moment. They just forgot to shut the door all the way. But it was when I went to open the door, because it wasn't shut, it was shut but not completely shut. Like, it was like the bolt was halfway in, but the door was locked. The knob was locked, so it was locked but not completely shut. So I pull it open, and nobody's at the receptionist desk, and the fucking office door downstairs, and the door's always open. That door is shut, and I'm here. I'm hearing some fucking, kind of rustling about, and I'm like, my non-existent fucking inside voice, I'm like, UPS. And then I'm just hearing scattering, like, I'm like, oh, and so this time I'm like about to open the door, and I'm like this, because I know full on well, I know full on well what I'm walking into, man. And
Go there with a huge smirk on your face.
so I opened the door because the dude's like, the dude tells me to come in.
Come in?
Well, yeah, because I said UPS, and I swear to God, I think she was under the desk. But I don't. When I came in there, dude, he was sitting there, and he was sitting there, just
How big was this guy?
puffing. God, I don't want to give too. Well, I guess if you bleep out what we were talking about earlier, I'll say he was more. I don't want to describe the guy too much because he's, like I said, he might still be up there, but
Morgantown, California.
he was a that's a fucking. He was a little bit more stout. So
Like a Peter Griffin type.
May close, but maybe not quite Peter. But there was a pair of panties that were in the bottom corner of the desk, and I saw him laying there. And this was like, I'm so by the book, and I fucking reach over to have this guy sign for this fucking envelope, and dude, he's just, he was probably cussing me on the inside because I was so fucking new at that point. Like, it was in a spot where there were different, like, the numbers, there was there would be like a 32 and a 32A, and you know what I mean? Like, shit like that. And I was like, so this is, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is you, right? And he's
You
just
were
like,
sticking around.
like, yeah, like, this dude probably was ready to kill me. But yeah, there was I never looked around to see if, like, there was a closet or something, but I was, fixated, kind of just like, I don't want him to know that I know, but how can he not know that I know? I mean, there were panties on the fucking floor. They forgot, like, it was close. Like, I feel like they went to kick him under the desk, and they, like,
Swung and missed.
It wasn't, well, they were kind of like, it was like right at the bottom, you know what I mean? So that is law office porn scene, and I delivered in there. At that time, that was years ago, but
Yep.
I delivered in there after that, and always was like fine. So I always like have been so curious, and like I said, they may have been a thing for all I know. I don't know. The receptionist might have been out, and it could have been somebody. I don't know. I'll never know the full story. I don't deliver up there anymore. But yeah, man, that I can't believe I never told that story to you ever.
Either.
Now it's out there.
God.
Sorry to. Nah, dude. I don't think. I mean, he wouldn't be. I guess it's been known to happen in certain places, but
I mean, it's literally what like a porn category is.
I mean,
The guy fucks his secretary.
Oh,
like
God.
that's like.
yeah.
I mean, it's literally a.
I mean,
God.
yeah, it sounds like it. I don't know, dude, but yeah, I never heard anything again, and that door would have been locked and shut.
God. Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I don't really have like stories like that. I don't have. That was probably that's what's crazy that I never told you guys that one before, because I feel like it was just I was so new, and it just kind of got like that was like right at the point where I started delivering a lot of routes, because like my first year I didn't deliver. I basically stuck the 2 routes, and the one route it was probably like an 70-30 thing, you know what I mean? So that route that I was on then, I feel like it just because I started covering a lot, and I was bottom of the totem pole. You know how it goes. Fucking long helping people, long nights, and yeah, just that somehow got fucking swept under you got locked in the fucking vault, man. But yeah, that was another one. Man, you've been bringing out some fucking memories, dude. You brought out when the wall sits. I'm just fucking awakening some childhood trauma, dude. We're just
Hey, man, anything I could do, any way I can help here, buddy. That's that's why I'm here.
Oh fuck.
That's why I'm here. But in other news, let's just touch on this. Let's sprinkle a little salt on it here. So we posted a video recently on our social medias pages for the podcast, and this one specifically that's doing very well on TikTok. It's creating a lot of buzz. It's creating a lot of discussions, a lot of questions, people responding to it in the comment sections. And the video was about how UPS is going to be cutting Amazon by 50% in 2026. And there's been some interesting ones. There's been some interesting comments. Like some stuff where people talking about, UPS going for, like, I don't know, take this with a grain of salt. Like, UPS is going to be going more towards smaller packages, like medical, like they want all the medical, packages, like in this, like in the system. And then there's other comments talking, like these people sound like they know. Like the way they word but then again, you can never trust anything on the internet. So it's like, they sound like they know what they're talking about. Like it's like they're an insider or something, like, to the company. And we just
not to take away from the comments section, but damn, man, I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying.
And there's some I'm just like, oh, is that true? Oh, is that true? Oh,
I was doing the same, man. Yeah, there was some on there that really, they educated me with some things that made sense. So yeah, I'll give them that for sure.
Right, like this person saying UPS is basically trying to shed as much residential deliveries as possible. They will be a shell of themselves in size, volume, and revenue in a few years. They only want commercial volume.
Yeah.
Like, do you know something, or are you trying to stir the pot? Like,
I think that's opinion, but it doesn't, like,
I can't see them getting rid of residentials.
What we've seen, they're not going to be able to completely get rid of residentials. You know what I mean? Like, there's
not a chance.
Especially if it's medical, because that means medicine that you deliver to houses. That's everything. Yep. Like, so you're going to be delivering fucking. Yeah, you're still going to have residential deliveries. Maybe, I think, and once I'm not going to leapfrog here or anything, but once it has to do on the business side of a lot of things, and that is what we were kind of. I don't want to get into Carol quite yet with the Home Depot and everything, but. I feel like, I don't know. It's just, we were getting to where it's not a lot of volume. Overall, it's 11% still a big chunk of all. That's 11% of your whole. That's still, that's a sizable amount. And while the company is not like, I think what people were trying to say is like, I don't think UPS is going anywhere as a company. You know what I mean?
No.
But what that's going to do is that's going to make, like, there were comments of people that were saying their route, that's going to really hurt their route. They're going to be, their route will be cut because it's going to be, they do deliver like a shit ton of Amazon, and there's going to be areas that it will affect.
Right, and that's exactly what I was going to say too. Is people are saying that this is for more of the areas where there's lots of Amazon deliveries in those towns, in those cities. So, like for instance, which is crazy because like where I live, we get Amazon deliveries, but where I deliver out on my route, there's Amazon's not out there yet.
Oh,
so like my truck is full of Amazon boxes. Like I get a shit ton of Amazon packages. So like, how will that affect the route that I'm on? You know what I mean? Or those kind of routes.
Right. I think too that is, I mean, it's just cutting more back into what, again, not trying to leapfrog, but it's hard not to bring up Carol with this because she is running the show with it, and why I think a lot of people have the negative view within UPS is because there's just stuff along with automation coming in, the downsizing does seem like it's inevitable right now, in my opinion. I'm not one that is well versed in this, and some of those people in the comment section they could be full of shit, or they may be very well knowledgeable. Like Dave said, I agree with Dave. A lot of the stuff I looked at, I was like, man, that makes sense, and I believe him.
Yeah.
But it is just, I mean, you want to like, and I said this a little bit last week too, is like, I don't want to, I don't like being on the ground level knowing that there's going to be people that aren't going to be able to work and have the opportunity that driving can provide with you financially and, everything. Like there's not going to be, I mean, dude, I'm not saying it's the only job in the world, obviously, but where I'm at, where I live, I mean, there is not, I mean, I love West by God, Virginia. I love it here,
Yeah.
but our economy isn't terrible, but it's not it's not hard. It's like, there's not a lot of opportunity here outside of like, dude, if I wasn't working here, at least to say money wise, I mean, there's nothing offhand that I can think. I mean, the fucking
just go to.
Dude. So there's a lot of like, and that's the part that I won't like. And we were talking earlier before we started recording about the freight division being gone, and rather that was profitable or whatever, it wasn't profitable and shit. It's still, at the bottom line, it still costs people their jobs. And I say that on both sides of the fence, because you were talking about those supervisor jobs that got the management jobs that got cut right after the contract was passed. And I said, because we were talking about, I think that was a strategic move, because it kind of vilified us and made us look like bad guys. Because I was telling Dave, because you get so like, you hear the same thing so much, so in your mind you just say, well, those were management jobs, the union jobs were safe, but that obviously wasn't true with automation and cutbacks and everything. But it's just like you oh man, I don't I start fucking going too much into it, dude. What was I talking about again? I know what I'm talking. I know what I was talking about, but like, what was I saying right before? I was fucking about to jump. I didn't want to jump into Carol again, but
no. I mean, besides the automation and
sorry. I was thinking, because I told you earlier, I was thinking about something else, trying to jump. No, I told that lady that when I was telling you at that stop I was at, because it got so ingrained of what I said, it was management. It wasn't union.
Yes.
So when I said that to that woman, that it was, I was like, yeah, it was a lot of people on the management side, and they cut it. And she said, well, I didn't want anybody to lose their job. So I'm like, fuck, well, now I get it, because that does look bad. And it's like after we get, everybody, the historic contract, quote unquote, and the media, how it pushed that. And dude, and then bam, UPS lays off 1,200 management employees. It made us look like fucking villains, dude. And that instance right there, when I said that to that lady, it was just kind of a blind response. I just was so used to saying, I was like, oh yeah, that was union. And I was like, it just makes it, there's always, when it's union company, dude, it's just like fucking politics, dude. It really is. And there needs to be more. I feel like that affects, a politics will affect people. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying with what we do affects us directly right in with when it's UPS and Teamster stuff. That's all I'm saying. And so there's always going to be, I think we should try, always try to bridge the gap, but that's not going to happen. The company went public 25 plus years ago, and investors, stock, buybacks, that whole nine, it's not the company that Jim Casey built. Jim Casey would probably roll in his grave if he knew how it was operated now, but it wasn't public back then. And and that was also a while, long time ago. Sorry, dude. We were talking. This was a day we talked today about so much shit, and I apologize for that, because damn, I was excited to do this one, but I wanted to jump. I didn't want to jump into the last part, but I guess it's kind of like, why not? Because if we keep bringing up like the automation and the layoffs, and that was Carol, or is Carol, and but believe it or not, you're going to hear us actually give her some props here with something that I never looked up. And I will say right now that I was fucking wrong. Go ahead, Dave. We'll fucking lead into it, dude. Go ahead, brother.
So, first of all, everybody knows Carol Tomei. She wasn't the CEO of Home Depot. She was the CFO, Chief Financial Officer, if you will. And I feel like all we heard when Tomei stepped into the position of CEO at UPS, all we heard as drivers, I feel like, was, oh, what she did to Home Depot, she's going to do here. And
always heard run it into the ground. I heard that a lot.
Right. And all that. And but one thing, when you go to look it up, I can't find a single thing that she did wrong for Home Depot. I can't find anything about bankruptcy. I can't find, unless she paid Google to take them off the search engine. I mean,
and she grew the company. Like, how much was that?
Right.
You got that
so
stat?
in her time there, she grew the company of Home Depot from 400 stores to 2,200 stores.
So one of the comments that a few of the comments we got with, dude, before we get into the comments, I just want to say too, because God, this was weighing on me so much that I obviously fucking stumbled right there a little bit ago, because I was trying to keep this out of it. But dude, I told Dave I felt like a fucking schmuck. Because dude, I've told so many people that out on the road and shit about just, like, I never looked nothing up. I never fucking did a thing.
It was just the word of mouth.
It was the word of mouth, and I apologize. Not that she's going to fucking ever hear it, but I will apologize to because I was wrong. That was, dude, for what? But this is what the comments that made this difference between with Home Depot and UPS is that's not the same because it's not a union company, and it's not like, I mean, it's not as big either. Home Depot is not, I mean, it might be global, but not global like we are. You know what I mean? Sure. And I just feel like a lot of the shit, and this was touched on last week about, like, you know, with looking at things through her eyes and through the business end of stuff. And as far as saving costs and try to raise money, whatever, I'm not going to say that she's made mistakes at UPS. We had to pay a fucking penalty, $45 million penalty for inflating our fucking freight numbers. That you can Google that. That's on fucking, that happened last November. So
she also lost hundreds of millions by selling company off, the little side delivery company.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you know, nobody is fucking perfect. And I'm to go back to I just feel like for what we represent and us as drivers and being late, we're fucking union members. The shit that she's doing is like not good on our end. Mm-hmm. However, like I don't think you can say that she is a shit CEO because unfortunately this is a corporation, and just like every fucking corporation out there, they are going to look out what's best for them and not us. Now, we make good money and we do well, but
we make them the money.
We make them the money as well, yes. We don't fucking make... Our salaries haven't increased 500% since I've started.
No. I didn't make 24-point-something million one year, did I?
That position, since I started at UPS, the CEO, to what it is now, has increased 500%. But nobody says fucking shit about that. So I know we do. I love my job, and it's not like towing that, because I feel like I'm saying that I think I'm giving her fucking praise. It sucks for us, and it's not good for like jobs that get costs. But
right.
For what she does, I'm not going to fucking knock her anymore, because I hate to fucking say it, but this is the fucking truth, man. And this is going to be a tough pill for a lot of people to fucking swallow. But got to clear the throat for this one.
Hard for you to swallow, too.
We do. Oh, fucking touche, my friend. God, that was good timing. No, I swallowed this pill because this wasn't for me personally, but I think this whole thing, I don't want to say it's just a male-dominated fucking industry. It always has been. And you said that one comment on Brown Cafe was saying, what was it, that it was, you send a woman in, that's what happens when you put a woman in to do a man's job. And you saw how many fucking likes on that. Like, I was like, God damn, dude. The misogyny part, I think, played a fucking role. Mm-hmm. And people said, I heard a lot of people say too, you know, the fucking term DEI hire has been thrown around a lot in recently in this country, in the political world. And I heard that, but dude, I'll say for what she did, you can't, for being on an executive board, I don't like that. I've always think with that job, you should put somebody within. I'm always going to agree with that, but that's my stand. I'm a fucking driver. I'm not a businessman or in the corporate world. So but you cannot fucking say it was like, she did good. As far as Home Depot goes, everything we found, Carol did pretty well. So Carol did not fucking run Home Depot into the ground.
Yep. It just seems like I said, a lot of, we heard that. We heard the negative about Carroll and Home Depot.
And it's always going to be negative because jobs like what we do, they want to like in the warehouse workers and union jobs, they're trying to phase out. And but that's true, and that sucks. And I don't like that, just like fucking anybody else does. But I think it's time I have to, but like, yeah, dude, I've told so many people about the Home Depot thing. So if anybody would have Googled that, they'd have been like, well, that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yep.
God, that might have pissed some people off, and I apologize. But, dude, it's the truth, though. I think it played a role, and it's easy for me to fucking sit here and say it. I can say, yeah, I think the misogyny played a fucking role in some shit rumors getting started about her, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, should we get into the question of the week? Is it that time?
Yes, we shall.
All right, sweet. So, the question of the week, this was, hey, if you want to answer the question of the week, go to our Instagram page. You can find us at AITDpod. You can find the question of the weeks there. You can answer it, and we're going to read them all off here on the podcast. So, the question of the week this week was, would you rather deliver in a hot climate area or cold climate area? Let's see what our listeners had to say, shall we? Starting off here, Surf Snow Stew says, hot, hot, hot. Next one is from. Thank you.
Next one is from that song for sure.
NDA. What is your name? Nydia Hernandez says, "I like LA weather, as cold as it gets."
Oh, is that like a metaphor? Say that LA weather is cold as it gets, because I'm assuming LA does not get cold. But that's
I'm assuming it doesn't get that cold either. What do we got now? Let me see here. Next one is from Give Me More Cosplay. What up, More? Says, as someone who has delivered in a hunch. Oh, yeah, she has been all over the map, hasn't she? Delivered. As someone who has delivered in 120 degrees and in negative 20 degrees, I'll take the cold. Easier to bundle up than to deal with the heat. Work gives us a good amount of protective gear for the cold, but basically nothing for the heat.
I mean, if there's anybody that's more qualified to answer that question, it's got to be More. She's literally delivers in the fucking tundra of Colorado, and she's been in Vegas. That is two fucking polar opposites, if there ever was any.
This one here from our only DHL driver, Rick Star, says, would go for the cold, would rather be zipped up in a cozy jacket while sipping hot coffee and listening to podcasts while I deliver instead of dealing with 100-degree heat.
Dude, I just also, because with Rick, I feel like, because I've heard him say that he drives a lot of miles.
Yeah.
Rick, I wish I could hop in that van with you, just ride along one day, dude. Because I bet it, dude. I just have a feeling Rick's route's fucking incredible.
Rick also listens to good music too, if I remember.
Yeah, he does. He does.
This one here is from SJ1011. Says, right outside Boston, so I get both. 10 years in, and I hate both.
Good. Yeah, I can understand that.
This one here is from Porno Parcel. Says, anyone who says that they would rather deliver in the heat is bad, and they should feel bad.
I know. I don't know if I made an answer on that question officially, but I think I've changed my answer back to. But sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Next one here is from Girl Dad 8704. Says, heat. Fuck the cold. 60 today is cold enough. 60?
That's Ernie, man. Ernie.
I know. 60.
60. Yeah.
60's cold enough.
Dude, he's in California,
Shit.
man. He don't. I've seen, dude. I know he's been in cold weather before because he's sent me pictures when he's been around snow. So I don't know unless he looks like he's dressed like fucking Ralphie's little brother in the Christmas Story, where he can't put his arms down because he's so bundled up. But dude.
He knows.
Yeah, it's the areas you grow up. I get it. I get it.
This one here is from Lars at I Am Lars. What up, Lars? Lars says, cold all fucking day. You can't escape the heat. This is true.
Agreed.
This one here is from the Henry Film Co. Says, hot. Fuck snow. The end.
I love that response. Dude. I'm sorry, but I don't want to keep holding up, but I just feel like with the weather questions, the fuck snow really resonates with me right now.
This one here is from PT Pap 12. Says, I've done both, but give me the heat. He wants the heat.
Nice.
This one here is from the Real Blacktop. How ironic. The Real Blacktop and heat. The Real Blacktop says, New Orleans here. I'll take summer any day over winter.
Yeah, they got snow down there recently.
They did.
Holy shit, they definitely did.
They did. I think that's the first time I ever read the Real Blacktop. Welcome. The next one here
I
is
followed him for a little while. He's a good dude. He's driver down in the Big Easy, New Orleans.
Let's go. This one here is from Hilly Gus. Hilly Gus says, I'll take the heat and humidity over freezing cold, snow, and ice any day.
See, that's again, man. My answer now, I was saying heat. I'll just go ahead and say now because John Hilly Gus is a Florida driver. But again, I'm just going to, this will kind of give away my answer, but I think it's just the climate you grow up in.
Yes. This one here is from Rocky Mountain Rots. Says, I don't know why I just said it like that. Rocky Mountain Rots says, I transferred from Louisiana to Colorado, and honestly, I'd take Colorado weather. The amount of hot days in Louisiana outweigh the amount of cold, snowy days in Colorado. Plus, Colorado summers are real nice when it's only about 80 degrees. Woo.
Shit, dude. Yeah, Louisiana gets they get that fucking crazy humidity too with their heat. So, I bet that's rough.
This one here, last but not least, is from the Aztec. Says, I'm in Texas, and oh my God, I'm in Texas, and these summers get brutal. But give me Texas weather. I don't think there's any way I could do some of that ice and cold nonsense some of you folks deal with.
Dude, I know it sucks, but I start thinking of like Texas and fucking, I know John Hilligus in Florida, RJ, all them, like, I still would take the cold. The only time it sucks is when the roads are shitty, but when it's like 30 degrees and the roads are fine, bundle up and you just. I was against it earlier when Dave first posted this. I was saying, man, after last month I'll say the heat, but winter eventually passes and our summers get kind of fucking. We get the humidity, man, and you do too. So we might not get the Fahrenheit degrees, but dude, it's not like our summers. I don't think our summers aren't a cakewalk, but people in different climates would be like, but that's what I mean, going back to it's just where you grow up, you just kind of get used to 100%. What you get used to.
100%. Shout out to you guys for commenting. Appreciate that. Love reading them all here.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Luke, do we have anything else, buddy? 53 minutes left, or 53 minutes in here.
I don't know if we can say. I guess since we've recorded this a few days before the Super Bowl, I will just say this though, because unfortunately, this isn't really even going to be. This is going to be more This isn't going to be really football predictions. This is more Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce predictions. And I was like, that's taking over. I don't even prediction on the Super Bowl now. God, I feel like it's like my football side just fucking ruined. But I truly just call it a hunch. But I don't know if we were talking. So I don't think he will propose to Taylor Swift at the game if they win on the field. However, I feel like they could have. Dave said it best, dude. She could give the media just a snippet. Go ahead and say what you were going to what you thought might happen.
No, I was gonna say, or I said that. Imagine if like they actually are engaged already. And, like, all it takes is, like, she'll wear the ring out and Travis Kelce three-peats with the Kansas City Chiefs. And then, everyone comes down to the field to celebrate. And there's Taylor just giving Travis Kelce a hug. Big old fucking rock on her finger. I mean, then literally she's like, they don't have to say anything. The media will just take that and go. I don't know. Sounds kind of smart to me.
I mean, it's just all up to Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles to
stop a Taylor Swift, Travis
dude. And if they don't, I'm telling you, because as much as I listen to New Heights, man, I was telling Dave this too, man. I don't. It sucks that I'm never going to really be into Taylor Swift's music because I just can't. I'm just not into pop, man. It's not my jam, dude. I don't really listen to that kind of shit. I like hard stuff. I like hip hop sometimes. I like fucking, a classic rock. I don't fucking. Yeah. I like what I like. I'm not a fan of her genre. I think she's the star power she has. Obviously, she's accomplished a lot. But as far as Travis and Jason Kelce, I don't listen to that many podcasts. I only listen to a couple, and I don't think I've ever plugged them in here. I don't know if they listen to me or not, but I listen to I'm not talking about the New Heights podcast. They don't need my plug in. Believe it or not. I think they're doing just fine. But I listen to New Heights, and I listen to a podcast called Historically High, which for any history buffs, it's pretty fucking good. But yeah, dude, from just listening to New Heights podcast, and Jason Kelce, I'm a big fan of. I fucking love that guy because I feel like, he smashed that dude's cell phone that was talking shit on his brother dating Taylor Swift, and he had to, and we discussed that, we obviously, he had to, but I fucking love that guy, and I feel like, of the brothers, if I had to pick one, I'll pick Jason, but I do think Travis is pretty fucking, I think I could kick it with them guys and have a good fucking time, and I don't really, I'm not against, I wasn't against the Patriots, though, either, when they were winning. Like, dude, like you were saying that, I think, too, about how the Chiefs are now what the New England Patriots were. And, I there's a big Steeler fan base here, and they all hated New England. And I think that was part of the reason why I liked New England, because they fucking ruined the Steelers' hopes in a couple years. But regardless, and I'll end it on this with it. Regardless of what you feel, aside from Taylor Swift, believe it or not, say it's not all about Taylor Swift. But aside of what you'd feel about with fucking Travis Kelce or any of them guys, Pat Mahomes, whoever, if they do three-peat, that's pretty fucking, that has never happened before. The NFL's been around a long time, so it's just shit to witness, people. I'm not saying it's like going to be a historical moment in history, but dude, this is shit that happens, like fucking people live and die. I never see something like this happen, so it's fucking, I feel like
it's exciting.
It is exciting, and it's just like kind of like you enjoy it when it's here. Like, people talk so much shit on LeBron, and I'm really not the biggest LeBron fan myself, but dude, when he's retired, we'll look back and be like, damn, dude, that dude played 20 fucking years and was fucking as good as he was. He might have been a prima donna and flopped a lot, but fuck, he's still one of the best ever. People will always argue. I don't want to get into that because that could be a whole other thing. But yes, I just wanted to say that there may be an engagement. There might be an engagement. I'll just double stamp on that. That's all.
Also, before we end, to get a little serious here for a moment, because this reminded me when I said John's name.
Dude, as soon as you said, right.
And so, John Hilligus, you guys heard us talk about him a lot on here. He's an avid listener of the podcast and
past guest as well.
Past guest as well, absolutely. And he lost somebody that was very important to him, and at a very young age. And so, guys, please send your good vibes to John. Keep him in your thoughts and his prayers. Keep him and his family in your thoughts and your prayers there. I just wanted to say that. And John, me and Luke over here, we're thinking of you, buddy.
Absolutely.
So I know that's a hard one to end on here, guys, but thank you all for listening, and be safe out there, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Later, everybody.